Hello everyone, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And today we're going to talk about my Intellivision collection. I didn't grow up with the Intellivision. I was very young when my parents brought home an Atari 2600. And so that's what I kind of grew up playing with, of course, until the NES came out. And although I didn't really have an NES at the time, we played Atari. And I had friends with an Intellivision. And I even had a friend with an Odyssey. And I always thought that, well, the Intellivision looks a little nicer, but the games on the Atari are better. They're more popular, so I was happy enough to have that. So yeah, I didn't grow up with it, but you had something similar to the Intellivision growing up, didn't you?
Yeah. We also did have an Atari, but then I had the Aquarius. That was cool.
Which was also by Mattel.
Yeah. And so it was like this little, it was more like a computer.
Yeah.
And you'd have to sit like right in front of the television screen because the cord was so short. And I would play Snafu and Utopia.
So yeah, those are two. Some of those are I don't know where Snafu is, and some are here. But yeah, they were very similar. I think it was similar to the Intellivision. I don't know hardware-wise if it was, but it was by Mattel.
The controller had like a little overlay for Utopia.
Oh yeah. The overlays.
So
that was a cool feature of the Intellivision, the overlays. So I don't have a huge Intellivision collection. Fortunately, a lot of it is boxed. This is probably about 2/3 of my game collection for the Intellivision is boxed. I didn't get my Intellivision until probably 2000. I think it was late summer or early August or September of 2000 when my brother, who had been married for several months at that point, his wife, I guess, had one and she wanted to get rid of it. And so he brought it to me and asked if I wanted to buy it. And I had been buying a bunch of games in 2000 and 2001. Well, I guess it was 2000 when I bought this, but I had been buying some systems that year, like the Super Nintendo, the Dreamcast, and I probably got my Sega CD and my Saturn and stuff that year. And so he brought it, and I said, well, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. So I got a bunch of games here. This is the system I have. It's not boxed. It's actually the Intellivision 2. And I actually remember a buddy of mine back in 1988, right before we got the Master System. We used to play on his Intellivision 2. So this is it. It's real compact, and of course here's the controllers. The two controllers with the keypad and the disc. One problem with this is that it only has this one button here, which you have to hold down. You press it to reset, but you have to hold it down to turn it off, which is annoying because sometimes you don't hold it down enough. And then the back just has your RF out directly, and then your AC adapter. So real compact, don't have it boxed or anything like that. And then I got another one of these from a Craigslist deal, which is where I got several of these boxed games. And with that, he had the Intellivoice module. Now this is the Intellivoice module for the Model 1 Intellivision. It matches the design of the Model 1, but I wasn't going to complain, it works. So I do have the Intellivoice, so that was kind of fun to get. And I don't have them here. I actually have these little things that'll snap on here and put a joystick. And it just uses foam. It doesn't even have springs. It's just a piece of foam to make it center. So it's pretty weak, but that's pretty much it for the Intellivision hardware. Here's the AC adapter. Nothing special about this. I suppose I can read off the specs. 16.2 volt, 955 milliamp. So in case you need a spare, those are the specs that you need. Okay. All right.
Make sure to write that down.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can look it up too. But anyway. Okay, so let's go through the games. So here, you want to put that over there? Yeah, okay. So again, I have many of them boxed, and I have them in these little protectors. I'm not sure which size these are. They might be they're either the original NES or they might be long box. I think these are the ones that I use for Sega CD and Sega Saturn. Some of the Intellivision boxes are tall, and some are not as tall. I don't know if you can see that. I've got them lined up at the bottom, and this one is about 1/4 inch, maybe a half inch taller. Yeah. So some of them are taller than others. And Intellivision boxes are actually kind of cool because I'm going to take one out of here. Some of them, the original ones, have this. I love this design. they have this book flap. And the cartridge sits in here, and then the manual and the overlays will fit right in there. And so they're not damaged. I mean, like it's not like Atari boxes where opening them rips the box. These you can just flip open and they preserve real well. Some of them are ripped open, but many of them have that flap. Okay, so let's go through this real quick. These should be in alphabetical order, and I'll start with Advanced Dungeons and Dragons: Treasure of Tarman. And some of these are getting the goopy, the labels are getting damaged. What else have we got? Armor Battle. So we just had the box for that. Astro Smash. Classic. This is a great game. I love this game. It's a combination of asteroids and Space Invaders. Auto Racing. Some of these are pretty generic titles. Oh, love the Magic games. Beauty and the Beast. Wish I had more of these. Only have, it looks like I only have 3. Wish I had more of them. Bomb Squad. This is one that uses voice. These sort of tan or beige boxes are the ones that use voice. Bowling. One of the very first Atari 2600 games we had. It was the first. My parents bought in a 2600. They came home with Combat, of course, because that was bundled, and Bowling and Home Run. And so Bowling was one of the, I think it was the first because my mom was interested in that. First Atari game. So I'm not sure how the Intellivision version fares. It's probably better. Boxing. This is the most recent one I got. I think I got this at college. Or Northwest Classic Gaming Expo. Burger Time. I had Burger Time for the Intellivision and the ColecoVision. I'm not sure if it came out for the 2600. Yeah, well, it makes me hungry. Makes you dance, it makes me want to eat a burger. Alright, Donkey Kong. This I have multiple copies of. Now what's interesting about this game is I don't think it works with the Intellivision 2. What I find further interesting is that every Intellivision 2 version console I've gotten has come with one of these. And it's only 2, but every person who has sold me an Intellivision 2 has included a copy of Donkey Kong, and the game doesn't work on that system. So that's bizarre to me how all these people ended up with this game. At least I can't get it to work. And I looked up online, that doesn't work. Did I do these out of order? Dragonfire. No, it's in order. Another Magic game. Dragonfire. All right. Frog Bog. This game was featured in the movie Grandma's Boy, which is a raunchy comedy, but they have a competition, and one of the games they choose is Frog Bog. So check out the movie Grandma's Boy. Frogger. One of my favorites on the 2600. Had to get it for the Intellivision. I think it came with the the original bundle. So I'm glad to have that. I still like the Atari 2600 version. I think I might have it for the ColecoVision also. I'm not sure. I think I got it for the 5200 too. Golf. Okay, so I'm not going to play an Intellivision version of golf. That just doesn't seem like it makes sense. Ladybug, another Coleco game. Ladybug. Might have this for the ColecoVision. Las Vegas Poker and Blackjack. I think this was the game that was bundled with the Intellivision. The Intellivision 1. I'm not sure about the 2. The 2 probably didn't have a game bundled with it. Alright, do we have that one? Is that this?
Yep.
Yep. Have it boxed. Lock and Chase. Another Intellivision exclusive classic. My buddy, one of my neighbors, my friend, when I was growing up, had Lock and Chase. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, The Power of He-Man. I guess this is supposed to be a pretty good game. Haven't really played. I mean, it seems pretty advanced. I mean, it's a side scroller. You fly and you do whatever. But Major League Baseball. Cool. Math Fun.
Whoa.
Tried to sell this on eBay.
Nobody
No,
wanted it?
I actually, yeah. Before I was, at one point, this is when I got rid of my 32X, half my 32X collection. I was trimming my collection. And I trimmed out some of my Intellivision games, and I trimmed out the ones that I didn't think I was going to ever play, including, and I tried to sell this one. But one of the ones I did include in there was something called Stadium Mud Buggies, and that's a pretty rare game. And it went for a lot on eBay back then, not nearly as much as it's worth now, but I kind of wish I had kept it. So pretty much it comes down to every time I sell games, I regret it, unless they're duplicates. So I'm going to have to learn that lesson. All right, NBA basketball. But at one point I had stadium mud buggies, if that means anything to you. With the manual. I had it with the manual. NFL football.
That person was making a video going, I got this on eBay several years ago at a steal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a steal. I think it went for about $45 at the time. I think it's worth over 100 or maybe closer to 200 now. Night Stalker. Some of these, I think this is one of them. I went to a Salvation Army and they had a bunch of them, a bunch of boxed games. I think about 13 of them. And they wanted $10 a piece for them. And there's no way I'm paying $10 a piece, not even for boxed Intellivision. So I took a chance and I waited for them to do, on Wednesdays, they do a 50% off. So I waited, and then I went and I said, well, I'll go early before work. Now, what I didn't know was that people who go to these thrift shops know that Salvation Army has 50% off deals on Wednesday morning. And there was a line, and I was waiting in this line. I was probably about 20 people in on a Wednesday morning before work to buy Intellivision games. I couldn't believe it. And they were still there, and so I grabbed all the ones I wanted. I got them for $5. Well, so $5, okay, I'll pay $5 for complete games. But yeah, I couldn't believe there was a line. I guess I shouldn't be surprised either. Pac-Man, pretty nondescript label, but it's interesting to compare this to the Atari version. Pitfall, just got this. I think I got it at PRGE. Doesn't have the manual though. I don't have the manual for this, but I have Pitfall for the Atari 2600 and the Intellivision and the ColecoVision. And I grew up with the Atari. It's still the classic version, you know, even if it's not the best. Sea Battle. There's a lot of these battle. There's Air Battle, Sea Battle, Armor Battle. Apparently it was a series. Shark. This one's having some label damage. That oily gunk that gets on it. Skiing. Okay, so it's pretty generic sports. Snafu, this is one of my favorites. This is the one that my friend had in 1988, right before we got our Master Systems. And I remember playing this and thinking, wow, this is great, I really like this game. And there's a similar one on the Atari called Surround. It's not quite as good, but love Snafu. And the music, of course, it has this little ditty that it sings. And when we were playing it, we called it tour busing, where you'd play with the guy, this is the game where it's like the Tron light cycles. Okay. And so we call it tour busing, where you take the guy on a tour, because the only option is he's trapped, right? The only option is he can kill himself or he can wait for you to kill him. So love Snafu. Space Armada. This is the Intellivision's version of Space Invaders. I don't like this quite as much. I like Astro Smash much better. Space Battle. I don't know what this is. Generic space game. It might have come out for the Atari too. In fact, it might be one of those Intellivision games that came out for the Atari where they put an Atari cartridge in this case and then they just put an adapter on it so it would fit. They're hideous looking cartridges, but they're like metallic cartridges for the Atari. All right, we're coming to the end here. Swords and Serpents, another Magic game. Tron Solar Sailor. Got this over the holidays in Chicago. We were in Chicago, and this is a voice game. And I can't remember if it was $5 or $3 or something like that, but it wasn't in great shape, but it was complete, and so we grabbed it. My brother-in-law convinced me to grab it.
He has a way of doing
Utopia.
that.
This one I got later based on Melissa's recommendation and the fact that it's supposed to be really good, and I got it complete.
I don't know why, I really like that game.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely ahead of its time. It's like a sim game.
Yeah, it's
back
like
on
Sim.
the
And I used to play SimCity, on the computer, so that was...
It's like SimCity before SimCity,
Yeah.
so...
And then, it's kind of when, things happen while you wait.
The Electric Company Word Fund also didn't sell on eBay. And that was at a time when the initial listing was like 99 cents. I mean, it's not like I was asking a lot for this stuff. Nobody wanted it.
How come the girls aren't playing these?
Oh, I don't know. Because they want to play Mario 3D World.
Yeah, I know.
Wouldn't you?
Or Skylanders.
So, yeah, I got a bunch of manuals here. Not sure there's anything interesting in here. The overlays might be interesting. Most of the ones I have the overlays for. Try to collect 2 for each of the overlays. Some of them have interesting artwork, I suppose. I'll put up close-ups of these for a good time. I'll put up close-ups of these with the games. So anyway, that's it for my Intellivision collection. It started out kind of weak, but got a Craigslist where a bunch of boxed games, And he even had some sealed games, which I ended up getting rid of because I don't want to. I don't collect sealed games, but I don't want to open them either. They're valuable to somebody else, so I get rid of them and then I'll just buy used copies. So anyway, the Intellivision Collection started out a little weak, but in the last year, I got most of this stuff in the last year. I only had 2 or 3 boxed games. Got this big giant Craigslist bundle and probably 7 or 8 games from from Salvation Army, all boxed. And so yeah, and I got a second Intellivision. So good little system. Definitely enjoy it. It's probably my 3rd favorite after the 2600 and the ColecoVision. Then I would say Intellivision, and then I would say 5200. Those are the only classic ones I have. Maybe I'll get an Odyssey 2 someday. But yeah, that's it. That's my Intellivision collection as of May 2014. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. If you enjoyed our video, like us and subscribe.